Candice, let's talk about your portfolio. I know it's kind of a scary place for event planners, especially when they're getting started. So how did you get started with your portfolio?
Well, for my website, I used some stock imagery that I purchased when I first started. And these were things like a bouquet or a pair of bridal shoes. It wasn't a bride and groom. It was something kind of alluding to weddings. I wanted to be pretty transparent in the fact that I was just starting my business.
Okay.
But for now that I've been open in business for almost 7 years, I have a very robust portfolio, and I have a lot of my events, my styled editorial shoots, weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, birthday parties, anything that we've done in terms of work can be seen on our website. So if a client's looking for our portfolio, they can look onto our website to get the majority of the information. And I like to have a full story of the event in each part of the portfolio. So when you click on my website, you can go under a Jubilee event, and then you can choose to either view weddings or celebrations or styled shoots. And if you're under the weddings tab, we have wedding stories. So it might be Kelly and John's wedding day.
Okay.
And it's a picture representation of the full day, including details and some beautiful portrait shots, some candids. And we organize it in a way where the first image is kind of the start of the day and the last image is the end of the night.
Okay.
So clients can see a full entire wedding from start to finish, and we choose the images that we feel best represent our work and the wedding itself. So we don't use every image a photographer might send us from an event,
Right.
but we use the ones that we feel translate the style of the event and the feeling of the event. And that goes for celebrations as well. We would show kind of the full breadth of the party, from the beginning of the party to the details to the candid shots to the end. And the same thing can be said for a styled shoot. We like to show, you know, the shoot in its entirety and organize the pictures in a way where it feels like a story and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then I assume people who viewed that portfolio really see the continuity of the theme, the design,
Exactly.
all that stuff.
Exactly.
So how many photos do you typically use for one wedding in your portfolio?
I would say anywhere between 25 to 40.
Wow.
It really depends on the event. Events that I'm really excited about and have a lot of details and images, I just really fuss over showing every detail.
Right.
Because I am so, committed to every detail that we've come up with. So it really depends on the event. Some events that you see on our website were just kind of month-of coordination events, but they were very beautiful, and the client had a really great sense of style, and we show those as well as our full service, full design clients. So it really depends on the event itself, but anywhere between 25 to 40, I feel like, is a good representation of the event.
And on these pages on your website, do you actually specify what your specific role was within these weddings, or do you just kind of tell the story of?
We tell the story of the day,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And then if clients say we really loved Catherine and Lev's wedding, well, I would say Catherine and Lev's wedding was beautiful. We loved working at the Wadsworth Mansion, which is where they got married. And Catherine had hired us for a month of coordination with some design help, but mostly it was what you see is her beautiful style. So I'm honest and upfront with clients in terms of what our role is and what we're capable of doing.
So really you're using the portfolio for what it was intended, which is just getting clients to call you.
Exactly. Your
Right.
portfolio is one of your biggest selling points. I mean, it's what you do. And clients really respond to images.
Yes.
So the more images that you have of your work, the better you will be able to sell your services. And it's really important that you develop relationships with photographers so that you're able to get these professional images. It's also really important that you refer really good photographers on your events, not only so your client's happy, but so you could use images as a marketing tool for your own business. Now, in our contract, we have a clause that states that we are allowed to use images from the weddings that we produce to any way that we see fit, and we list our website, marketing, whatever the case might be.
That's a good idea.
Exactly. So you want to protect yourself and make sure that the client's okay with you using their images and their likeness in any way that would promote your company. Now, if we submit a wedding to a magazine, of course we let the client know,
Right.
and the client's a part of that process. But occasionally we've had clients who don't want us to use their images, and they don't want us to feature their wedding because they want to keep it private, or they might be a prominent person and there's those issues, or they may have prominent people attending their wedding.
Right.
So you may get some people who don't want you to use their images, and sometimes you can ask them if it's okay to use a table shot or a detail and not kind of credit it to their wedding, and they may be okay with that. But it's best to check and also protect yourself in your contract.
That makes total sense, yeah. Do you actually have a physical portfolio, or are you just online?
No, we're just online for our portfolio, but I did write a book, which we have here. And my book also acts as a portfolio. So this is my book, The White Dress in Color, Inspirations for the Modern Bride. And it's a book composed of all of my editorial work.
Okay.
So this is a great way for me to showcase my work and to sell my work to clients. People are very curious about it, and we're able to take it out in meetings and show them, and clients often buy my book, which is great.
Right.
So I realized that you might not have the opportunity to write a book at this time, but the contents of this book are just as important. They're all styled shoots. So at some point later, we're going to talk to you about styled shoots, but styled shoots are a great way to promote your business, and that's what this book is. It's a promotional tool, and it was a way for me to be creative.
Yeah, that's great. So how important is your portfolio exactly to your clients, and what exactly do you find they look for the most when they're going through your portfolio photos?
Clients are going to look for people who look like them and weddings that they want.
Right.
So having a very diverse portfolio, I think, is important. A client wants to identify with the people in the photos, and they also want to find weddings that are at least similar in color or in nature, or weddings at the venue that they're getting married at. So a lot of clients will say, I'm getting married at the Web Barn, which is a venue here located in Connecticut, and I saw the wedding that you did of Alia and Jason.
Right.
I would love to hire you because I loved what you were able to produce for them. I want something a little bit different, but I loved what you did with the space. So clients are looking for, to be able to identify with the people in your photos. They're looking for a style of wedding that's similar to theirs, and they're absolutely looking for weddings at their venue. That's really important, because I think that's the first thing they look for is other weddings at their venue and what people have been able to do.
So it's almost like flipping through a magazine and saying, I want that person's haircut. Like, it's that same
Absolutely.
idea.
I mean, brides and grooms are, very inspired by images, as we've talked about, and they really want to identify with weddings and people in the photos.
So what would you recommend then for an event planner who's done maybe 1 or 2 events to start, and they're just starting to build their portfolio? Obviously, they don't have a lot of stuff in there yet.
Exactly. So I would say the best thing that you can do is really work the photos that you have. And you can certainly, if you're creative, you can certainly put together a styled shoot, which is a further representation of what you're capable of. I know that it's hard to walk into a consultation or a meeting and not have a lot of work to show. That's why confidence plays a huge role. You need to be confident in what you're capable of doing and confident in your experience and education, and clients will really respond to that. Your portfolio might be small, but your capabilities are very big, so you should be able to communicate that.
That's great advice. Thanks, Candice.